Welcome back to another edition of the Bad Podcast. Brad and Dawain back in the building. B, what we're talking about today, big fam?
Let's go. Hey, I got a quote, man. This is a good one from Tony Robbins. Tony Robbins is one of my favorite all-time motivational speakers. The setting goals is the first step in turning the invisible into the visible. So we're going to talk a little goal setting today, and we're going to talk about the disciplines that you have to take you to the top and get that crown, baby.
Yeah, man. Let's get it.
Hey, good job, guys. Good job. Mental battles. Mental battles.
Hey man, eat some for life, baby.
What it look like, what it be like, what it do back here in the building, man, the Bad Podcast. And you are not seeing double. There are two handsome black men with locks and beards on the screen, but you're not seeing double. We have a special guest, man. But before we get into the special guest, B, man, I'm super excited to be with you, man. Really good response last week from the podcast, man. And just a little personal thing, man. I updated my MacBook and now Chrome is acting crazy. Like I can't get like certain things working on Chrome. So I don't have a comment from last week, but shout out to y'all for leaving a comment. We definitely appreciate you. We love it. I'll make up next week. I'll be ready, better prepared. But just wanted to get that out there, man. Also, if you're looking for if you want to be a sponsor of the Bad Podcast or the E2M Media Network, one of the top podcasts in the world, also on YouTube, climbing the charts, man. Make sure you reach out to us. You can actually hit me up at communications@e2m.com, communication@e2mfitness.com. Make sure you get the right email. All right, B, let's jump into it, man. We got a special guest and we got a good quote, man. Let's get it started, B.
Yeah, so I'm really excited for this opportunity because we got Jamaal, man. We got Jamaal. You see all the hardware in the background. The guy knows what he's doing. So, when we talk about bodybuilding and weight loss, which essentially there's a lot of behind the scenes tools that everybody has to have to get you to the top and get you that hardware. And our demographic is not essentially bodybuilders, but a lot of the tangibles are the same, and it starts with goal setting. So Jamaal, the first thing I want to talk about today is just goal setting. I want to talk about how you establish your goals, and obviously something's working, man. You got the gold, the silver, you got some masks. We got a tour behind the scenes about 5 minutes ago. And nobody, man, what is that fuel or that ignition that gets you going in the right direction?
And before you do that, Jay, just tell a little bit about yourself, man. Going into it, kind of segue. B kind of jumped the gun there. Forget it.
All right. So, my name is Jamaal. Like y'all said, I'm better known as Carolina Muscle. I am the OCB Yorton Cup 2-time Classic Physique World Champion. Won it back to back. I've been competing for about 4 years now. Actually, last year, that's when I really dove in and took it serious. People think my success came overnight. It didn't. Like I said, it's been about 4 or 5 years I've been grinding, and got with a coach last year, and he was able to, elevate me. And here I am today, like I said, sitting in front of you guys, being the 2-time OCB Classic Physique champion. So
that's awesome. And Dawain, I'm going to jump in real quick here.
Go ahead.
So last week, Jamaal, we talked about this great Japanese bamboo tree, right? And this bamboo tree takes 5 years and 6 months or 6 weeks, 5 years and 6 weeks to grow. And you're talking about this journey of 4 years, right?
mm-hmm.
Nobody sees that 4 years. They just see you on stage. They see the physique pics on Instagram. Like they see the final product, but they don't see all that grit, that determination, that hard work. And we go back to what I was saying right from the get-go, like, you had to establish a goal, right? You had to establish a goal. So what sparked you to embark on this great journey?
For me, it was just people saying I couldn't do it. So I'm big on proving people wrong, and it's funny because me and my friend Eric was talking about this yesterday. Like, I was raised in an environment, brought up in an environment where, hey, you got to do it this way. well, no, I'm gonna do it my way. And my way, I'm gonna show you works. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, just hearing people say, hey, you can't do this, you can't do that, that stuck with me into my adulthood. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna show you that I can do it.
Dawain, I love that. I love me some of that. I always tell everybody, watch me. You're telling
Right.
me I can't do
Exactly.
something. Watch me and
Yep.
tell me I can't do something, because that's the only fuel I need. I love when somebody tells me I can't do something, because I'm just like you,
Absolutely.
man. Like, hey, watch me.
Yep.
Absolutely. So here's the thing, Jay, man. And that's one thing. It's one thing to have the attitude. It's another thing to actually put in the work and have the discipline to keep going, man. Because just talk about that process. The attitude is going to get you going. But what's your mindset when it comes to preparing, when it comes to prep? I'm new to the game, so I'm using these terms, prep week and peak and all that. So just
Nah,
kind of talk
yeah.
about that.
So I came from back a young age. I came from athletic background. So I played football. I ran track. So at a young age, the discipline was already instilled in me. Then I joined the army. So it builds on top of that. So I got a military background. So the discipline is there. Like if I say I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it. And there's sacrifices that come with that. As you gonna, know Dawain, once you start prepping all that, like you're gonna miss out on a lot of things. Like, hey, your friends tell you, hey man, I'm about to go to whatever place and get some chicken wings. You wanna come? And I can't, I'm in prep. So there's a bunch of sacrifices that comes with this, but at the end, it all pays off. You know what I'm saying? And like I said,
Absolutely.
it's I'm just hard on myself. And like I said, I don't care what anybody else says. I'm gonna show you that I can do it, and therefore, that's the only motivation I need.
Yeah. And I'm gonna segue here real quick, and our client base is not as intensified or as extreme as a bodybuilder. I mean, you guys are extremely disciplined, but when you talk about these Friday nights or Sunday fun days or whatever, and your buddies are like, hey, let's go do this, let's go grab some chicken wings, let's go grab a beverage or whatever, those all sound great in the moment, like those temporary satisfactions, like they lure you in, like, oh man, this is gonna feel real good in the moment. And but you have to start thinking longevity and long game when you talk about things like that. You think about Friday night and Saturday night, Sunday fun day, all the things. Yeah, they're fun in the moment. We all know that. But is that pouring into that product? Like your product is what you see on the stage. The product of a lot of our clients is that 8-week challenge results. And it's so frustrating to see these people get lured into all this temporary excitement and all those things. And how do you stay disciplined, and how do you quiet that external noise or external commotion when all your friends are like, hey, you're not that same old Jamaal that we used to love? How do you quiet that noise?
I mean, it's gonna sound kind of mean. Look at the position I'm in, and look at the position y'all are in. Like
Yeah.
that's what separates it. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like I'm not doing the same things y'all are doing because
Sure.
y'all are still in the same place. You know what I'm
Mhm,
saying?
mhm, mhm.
And when it comes to people that is trying to lose weight or whatever, you have to remember, put you first. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Let your friends go out and have the chicken wings and the beer and all that. If you want to get to where you want to be at, you have to put yourself first and not give in to the guilt of, oh, you don't want to come hang out with us or
Yeah.
whatever. Because like you said, it's a journey. This is your life, longevity.
Yeah. Yeah. Put you
Absolutely.
first. I like that.
B,
Absolutely.
we're gonna hear it again, B. Brad, he does a couple training sessions with our clients, and he always has some good words. So make sure you credit Jamaal on the put you first, man.
I'm already over here writing notes for tomorrow's live.
I love it.
Oh,
I
man.
love it, man.
Mhm.
So, man, okay, I love the motivation of proving people wrong. I love that discipline you already got, man. So because again, and this is why people think it's easy and overnight, Jay. You make it look easy. So talk about what's something that's a struggle for you when it comes to your journey. What is something that you have to like, I got to do this. I hate it, but I got to do it. What's that?
Man, I'm just like any other person, man. There's some mornings I don't feel like waking up, even going to the gym. But there's some little voices in the back of my head. Hey, you can't do it. You can't do it.
Mm.
Or I hear other competitors, oh, I'm coming for you. I'm okay. Well, let me get my butt up. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's hard to catch somebody that's already ahead of you. And the only way you're going to catch me if I completely just stop working out for like a year. Like that's the only way. So it's just the little voices that I hear, that keeps me going. But like I said, I'm human just like everybody else. I wish it was easy. Like I may make it look easy, but trust me, it's been a long time coming, and I worked on my craft every single day. So
Yeah, no, that I like that, man, because I was talking to my wife, about working out. I was like, man, now I view working out like washing. Like it's something I'm going to do. Like it's not a feel like, it's not a when I got time. It's like, it's going to get done. And so it's definitely good to hear about that mindset change, because I know our clients can definitely apply that, where you those little voices, man, and your old self, to our clients, your old self can't catch you unless you completely stop. You got to keep going,
exactly.
man. So,
And some people don't understand it. Like for me, man, like just going in the gym is like my escape from the real world. For that 45 minutes to an hour, I'm not worried about anything. I'm not thinking about anything. I'm just in touch with my inner self in these weights. Like everything else does not matter within that 45 minutes to an hour. Like everything is zoned out.
absolutely. And it's a whole lot of weight, by the way. If you don't follow him on Instagram, it's a lot of weight. It's a lot. He's not lonely. It's a lot of weights keeping him company.
I like the relationship that you're talking about with these voices, because we all have voices in our head, and I think a lot of people, they allow those voices to dictate their next move, where you're allowing that to sort of shift your mindset. And oh, you're telling me I can't do something, yeah, watch me. But a lot of our clients will hear that voice of, hey, you can't do this, and they'll let that overcome their next move. Like, oh man, maybe I can't do that thing. And I think that's a mental piece. And I call it prep, rep, repeat, and everybody has a different way to look at it. But it's just, repetition eliminates fear, repetition eliminates doubt. And the more times that you create those good habits, and the more times that you just make it a part of who you are and a part of your routine, you extinguish all those internal voices. And when you're faced with a hard decision, when you first wake up, man, like, hey, this is part of me. This is I hear the voices. Don't matter. This is a part of me. This is a part of who I am. I'm gonna take those next steps. And so I just love the discipline that you have, and the grit, and the determination that you have. But it doesn't happen overnight, right? I mean, it takes several repetitions in days and steps.
Yeah,
Absolutely. And I think the way society is set up nowadays, people see people like me, like on the Instagram or whatever, and they think it came overnight. Like they
Right.
think they can accomplish this in a week, or they think they can get this body within two. No, it doesn't work like that. You literally have to put in the work. Put in the work.
absolutely, absolutely. Wow. So Jay, man, I am. Everybody know I've made my announcement and all of that, and I'm headed towards the stage. For those like myself, this is a selfish question right here, man. Just which you pretty much kind of covered it, man. For those like myself that maybe completed our challenge and looking for the next thing, man, thinking about competing, man, what's your common advice for somebody thinking about stepping towards that stage, man? What's your common go-to?
Just make sure you're doing it for you. Don't do it for anybody else. Most people get out here and they try to do it to be relevant or do it for somebody else. Make sure it's something you really want to do, because prep, excuse my language, prep ain't no hoe. Listen, I'm
Right.
telling you, like, man, it's mental, like along with the physical, but most of all, it's mental, and you got to just have a good support system around you. So make sure you're doing it for the right reasons. Make sure you're doing it for yourself, because once you
Absolutely.
do it, it becomes addicting. Like you go, oh, okay. Well, hey, coach, when can I do another show?
Gotcha. I love it. I love it, man. Man, so what people might not know is you guys have a podcast as well. Is located on Instagram currently. Hopefully I can get them on YouTube
Early.
and your your favorite podcast catcher soon. Man, you and Mr. Eric, man, just talk about that podcast, man, and we'll definitely have your at in the description so people can follow you. Just talk about that. Where did that come from, and just talk about that a little bit.
So backstory, some of you may know, Eric is a competitor also. He is the men's physique OCB Yorton Cup champion. He won that this year. So me and Eric been competing about the same amount of years. We knew of each other, but we never really had an established relationship. So last year, we actually competed against each other at a show called OCB Presidential. And then after that show, that's when he contacted me with the idea of doing this podcast called Let's Talk About It. And on the podcast, we speak from our experience as bodybuilders. It's solely based off our experiences. And we're just out here trying to, spread the word, influence, motivate, whatever we can for people, that want to get into bodybuilding, for people that's already in bodybuilding. So that's what we do. We do it every Tuesday night. And like you said, hopefully, we're going to transition to, YouTube, because the OIG Live is kind of getting old.
Yeah, man, we're gonna get y'all straight, man, because it's a valid resource, man. Just even on a personal level, I kind of went back. My coach suggested I go back to the archives and check out some old episodes, and so yeah, man, it's some really, really good content. I love that it's conversational. I love that it's like you said, is you guys' perspective, and it brings kind of a fresh commentary to the sport, because that is a voice that's missing, is guys that are currently competing, guys that are in the midst of it. A lot of times the talking heads are guys that are outside of it, or judges or whatever. So that I found that in my research that you guys are a really good resource. And so I want to make sure that the masses can benefit from that. So, all right, B, anything else you got, man, before we start to transition to the other part?
I do have something that I heard this morning, and it can apply to what we've talked about today. So, like, our guy Jamaal has been at this for 4 years, and at some point in his life, he had to, he was at a fork in the road, and he had to make a decision. And sometimes when you make a decision, that decision is going to explode some sort of change, right? And change is hard in the beginning, it's messy in the middle, but it's beautiful in the end.
I like it.
In the end.
B always come through with the home run, baby. Yes, sir. All right, Jamaal, man, what we do at the end of the show, man, we had a segment called Do You Know or Did You Know? And since you're brand new to our audience, it's always a fun fact about yourself that even people that follow you, that they might not know about you, or something you've done that they might not know about you. I'm going to give you a little time to kind of think of a scenario, a story, a place, or whatever. Something you do, something that they would never assume that you do, been a part of, lived, tried, traveled, all the things, man. So I see you still looking in the sky. So I'm gonna hit this little video clip right here to give you a little extra time. So here we go.
Do you know?
All right, it's short, man, but he's still
Look,
looking away.
You still see me looking in the sky. Oh man, dang, you got me there, man.
Okay, come on.
Whew. For the people that don't know,
you said you played football. Let's hear a football story.
There you go.
I really don't got no good football stories, man. I played. A matter of fact, no, I'll give you one real quick. So I played at a junior college called Lewisburg. It's in North Carolina.
Yep.
And we was playing, I forgot what military academy it was, but I was the punt returner. They kick the ball off, punt the ball off, and I go to catch it, right? I catch the ball, but God knows, man, them big old military folks lit my butt up. I end up breaking my collarbone.
Oh,
so
wow.
So that's something nobody knows. But it might have been like Fort Union or somebody, man. But yeah, them big old military guys.
Wow.
So that's a little fun fact.
Yeah, like it.
Wow. Now that's a good one, man. That's a good one. punt returner. So make sure you got the moral of the story is make sure you fair catch everybody.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I love it, man. I love it. Jay, anything you want to say to the people, man, before we get out of here? You, Jamaal, anything you want to say?
Oh, no, I'm good, man. Listen, stay motivated. Like I said, put yourself first. If you need some motivation, dig down and get it from yourself. Discipline beats motivation every time.
That's a good one to end on right there. All right, y'all, make sure you screenshot your player, tag it in your stories, tag us, tag a friend, tell your mom, put it on the TV, take a picture selfie with it on the TV, all the things, man. Until next time, we out of here, baby.
I appreciate you.
Yeah.